Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children, I am happy to welcome you all for our online teaching academy Ekalaiva. For the class 11 subject biobotany, we are seeing the chapter vegetative morphology. Today we are going to discuss about subaerial stem modification. In the last class we completed aerial stem modification, that is aerial stem modification. Now we are going to see subaerial stem modification. What is aerial, children? Aerial means the stem which grow upward, which grow above the ground level. Okay. Now we are going to see subaerial stem modification. Subaerial stem found in plants with weak stem. So all the plants having the subaerial stem, they are weak. The stem are weak, in which branches lie horizontally. It grows towards the ground, on the surface of the ground. Okay. So subaerial stem found in the plant with weak stem, in which branches lie horizontally. The stem having the branches, no, all the branches are grows on the above the ground level. It grows horizontally, not erect. Okay. So grows horizontally on the ground surface, ground level. These are meant for vegetative propagation. The branches of the subaerial stem plant is meant for propagation, vegetative propagation. They may be subaerial or partially subterranean. Subterranean means nothing but on the ground, okay, terrestrial land. So see here, see the picture here, children. Here the plant is there having branches. The branches grows horizontally on the surface of the ground. Okay. So this is called subaerial stem modification. So the subaerial stem found in plants having weak stem. All the stems are very weak, in which branches, stem having branches, no, stem bears branches. These branches lie horizontally. It grows horizontally. It lie horizontally on the ground. That is called a subaerial stem modification. In which first we will see the runner. This is a slender prostrate branch creeping on the ground. Creeping on the ground is nothing but it grows on the surface of the ground, and each node possesses a root. So on rooting at the nodes, see the picture here. This is the plant. This plant having branches. That branches creeping on the surface of the ground. So the branches creeping on the ground, and each node possesses root. Okay. So this is the node and this is another node. The gap between the two adjacent nodes is nothing but internode. So this leads to root. The nodes give rise to root. That is seen in the centella. So this is the example for a runner plant. Here the plant having branches. This is a long slender branch creeping on the ground and rooting on each node. So branches having so many nodes, stem also having so many nodes. So each node give rise to root system. Okay. All these roots are adventitious roots only. Then we move on to stolon. This is also a slender lateral branch originating from the base of the stem. Base of the stem is nothing but this is the place from where the stem, this is the base of the stem, stem base. Here the branches arise, it grows horizontally to the ground. So it is also a long slender lateral branch originating from the base of the stem, but initially it first grows obliquely above the ground. It grows somewhat slightly erect and suddenly it bends. Okay, that is seen in the stolon. Initially it grows obliquely above the ground, produces a loop and bend down towards the ground. Initially it grows like this and finally it bend down, and nodes possesses the adventitious root. When it touches the ground, it produces root and became an independent plant. When the branches touches the ground, branches having nodes, it give rise to the root system, when the roots were submerged in the soil and form a new plant. Okay, so when this root enters, so when the branches touches the ground, it produces the root and it becomes a new plant. Okay, so new independent plant. Example, it is seen in the Mentha peperata, mint, peppermint. So see here, this is a plant, this is a branch from the base of the branch. So it is a long slender lateral branch originating only from the base of the plant. Initially it grows obliquely and then above the ground produces a loop and suddenly it bends towards the ground, and when the branch touches the ground, what will happen? Branches having nodes, it gives rise to the root and it produces and it becomes a new independent plant. It is seen in the Mentha peperata. The next one is sucker. Sucker develops from the underground stem. See the picture here. This is a underground stem and grows obliquely upwards and give rise to a separate plantlet or new plantlet. Example, it is seen in the chrysanthemum. See here, sucker develops from a underground stem. Underground stem and grows obliquely upward, erect, and form a new plant. Okay, it gives rise to a separate plant or a new plant. Next we move on to the offset. Offset is similar to runner but found in the aquatic plants, especially in rosette leafed forms. A short thick lateral branches. See here, a short thick lateral branches arise from the lower axil. This is the lower axil and grows horizontally. It grows horizontally, leafless for short distance. This is a branch, it grows horizontally for short distance, then it produces a bunch of rosette leaves and roots at the node. This is the node, this is the adventitious root. Once again I am repeating, a short thick lateral branches arise at the lower axil, that is at the base, and grows horizontally without having any leaf, leafless for a short distance. Afterwards, then it produces a bunch of rosette leaves and root at nodes. Example, it is seen in the Eichhornia. Eichhornia is an aquatic plant. It is seen only in the water. Next we move on to underground stem modification. Perennial and some biennial herb have underground stem which are generally known as root stalks. Underground means the stem grows inside the ground level, underground. Root stalk functions as a storage and protective organs. It remains alive below the ground during unfavorable condition. During unfavorable condition, it is inside the ground, alive, and it resumes growth during the favorable conditions. Underground stems are not roots because they possesses nodes, internodes and scale leaves and buds. So, the presence of nodes, internodes and scale leaves and buds, these are the characteristic features of a stem. It is not a root. Okay. So, even though it is present inside the ground, it is not a root, it is a stem. This type of stem having nodes, internodes, scale leaves and also buds. Okay. Even though this type of plant part present inside the ground, it having nodes, internodes, scale leaves and buds. These are the characteristic features of a stem. So, it is said to be underground stem. Clear, children? Root stalk also lack root cap. So, if it is root means it should have a root cap. Okay, so but in the root stock, underground stem lack root cap and root hairs, but they possesses terminal bud, which is the characteristic features of stem. See the picture here, different modification of underground stem. One is rhizome, another one is corm, and then third one is bulb, and fourth one is tuber. First we will see the bulb. It is condensed conical shape. It is a conical convex stem surrounded by a fleshy scale leaves. There are two types. First one is tunicated bulb. Tunicated bulb is nothing but in which the stem is much condensed and surrounded by several concentric layers, so many layers. Outer layers are very dry and inner layer is wet. So many concentric layers are present, that is called scale leaves. The inner scale commonly fleshy and then outer layers are very dry. There are two types of tunicated bulb. One is simple tuniculated bulb. Example is Allium cepa. See the picture of Allium cepa, onion. Here so many scale leaves are present. The inner one is very fleshy, the outer one, the scale leaves are dry. Okay, this type is said to be simple tunicated bulb. Now one more type I said no, that is called compound tunicated bulb. It is seen in the Allium sativum. This is Allium sativum, garlic. Here also so many scale leaves are there. The outer one is dry and inner one is so fleshy. Clear children? Next we move on to corm. This is a succulent underground stem with an erect growing tip. See the picture here. There will be a nodes here and having one small erect growing tip is there. The corm is surrounded by scale leaves. It is surrounded by scale leaves and exhibit nodes and internodes. So many nodes are present. The gap between the two nodes is said to be the internode. That the gap between the two adjacent nodes is said to be the internodes. So you are having so many nodes and internodes. Example is Colocasia. Next we move on to the rhizome. See the picture here. This is an underground stem growing horizontally with several lateral growing tips. So many growing lateral, see here, so many horizontally growing lateral tips. So lateral growing tips. Rhizome possesses conspicuous node having very clear nodes and then having internodes covered by scale leaves. Usually the outer scale leaves is very dry and inner one is so fleshy. Example is Zingiber officinalis. Zingiber officinalis is ginger, very important. Zingiber officinalis. Okay. The next one is tuber. This is a succulent underground stem having a spherical shape or globous stem with embedded axillary bud called eyes. It is embedded with axillary buds. Small axillary buds are there. Example is Solanum tuberosum. So Solanum tuberosum is nothing but potato. So it is a succulent underground spherical stem. It is globous with many embedded axillary buds. The axillary buds are called as eyes. Example is Solanum tuberosum. It is said to be potato. Clear children? Thank you children. To receive our online lessons, please press subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you.